Here we have the Mystery Ranch Beartooth. This one comes in at 5,185 cubic inches and it weighs 6.3 pounds. Retails just under 600 bucks, so it's going to be 50 bucks more than the Marshall, but you get a lot more space and there's not much weight added. So honestly, right off the bat, I would say this is going to be a more attractive option to me. You have the same kind of double lid. This one does have more room than the Marshall. And then you also have an external pocket on the bag itself. There's no internal pockets inside of this one. This is just a large external pocket for something like rain gear. Now I would call this the big brother in design to the Sawtooth because it has the same horseshoe zipper design. Let's see, where'd the zipper go? There we go. But as you saw right there, you have to undo the side clips to unzip this bag. The Sawtooth, the side clips go on either side of the zipper, so you can rip that zipper open when it's all cinched down still. On this bag, you have to undo these clips if you want to get that horseshoe open. Inside, it's very similar to the Sawtooth. You've got two mesh pockets, but they're considerably larger. You can fit a lot more in here. You got your hydration pouch, and there's no sleeves on the side. So if you're trying to find somewhere to put a spotting scope, there's not a great option on the pack itself. Kind of like the Marshall, you're kind of probably going to want to bring a soft case or something for your spotting scope to keep it protected because there's nowhere that you can really put it that'll keep it contained. Now there is also a pocket up here. So this is a pretty small pocket, about the size of my hand, and it's underneath the lid. Just another option for external storage. Let's load this up with the same kit that we've been doing and see where everything goes. Okay, so here we have it. The Beartooth loaded up with a fairly light kit, about 2 days worth of backpacking. Again, obviously nothing's on the outside. This pack has plenty of space for multi-day trips. Tripod on the outside just because I like to keep it quick and easy to access. One thing that I will take back that I said was that there was not a spot for the spotting scope. There is, in fact, an option. You could fit it in the lid, but you can also just put it in this big square pocket here. Takes up, or there is plenty of space in this pocket, and you know, your spotting scope's a little bit exposed, but it definitely works. Plenty of straps, plenty of options to really cinch this pack down. We'll go to the lid here. Just pull it off, and as you'd expect, all of my little knickknacks, plus a Nalgene. This lid has plenty of space. There is honestly a ton of space in these lids. Both the Marshall and the Beartooth have an incredibly large lid. You could fit a spotting scope in there, you could fit a water bottle in there. I'm not sure if I love that, just because I don't want too much stuff in my lid. We'll set this to the side for now and talk about the internals of the bag. Like I said, the spotting scope fit in this external pocket. A larger spotting scope would fit just fine. And as I mentioned before, this zipper can't come undone without undoing these side straps. This is the only access to the main part of your bag. There's no top access. Not sure how I feel about that. It's definitely not my favorite because there's 3 clips actually that you're gonna have to undo, including the top 2. So a total of 5 clips, I guess. Once you get those undone though, got the full spread. Throw our layers out. And I'm sure it's known, but I'll just say it. You're gonna be packing more than this if you're using this pack to its full potential. This pack is capable of doing extended multi-day backpacking hunts, and you can fit a lot more than this in here. Now, as far as internal storage goes, I didn't find it incredibly useful. If I'm being honest, obviously you've got your water bladder pouch, you've got your 2 mesh pockets. These are both big enough to where it doesn't feel like I'm organizing much. It's just a big square pocket where I definitely want individual cells for that pocket if I'm going to use it. In that case, I'd almost rather put these cells just in a normal bag. But these mesh pockets, they don't add much for weight, so there's not much downside to them. I just didn't find them to be super smart, I guess. A couple of other little items in this upper one. And then don't forget this tiny pocket here. In reach, also a great place to keep your tags if you don't keep those in your bino harness. And that's it. I like this pack. It's on a great frame, of course. It's Mystery Ranch. There's just a couple little things that I wish they would have done differently. Number one, I'm missing a spotting scope sleeve. I think that the internal side sleeves in the Pintler and in the Sawtooth are acceptable. A full-size sleeve would be awesome, just to really keep a spotting scope. On the other side, you could put your tripod inside your pack if you wanted. And then these big mesh pockets, along with this big square pocket here, all of your organization is kind of the same. So you've got 3 big squares, 1 tiny pocket here, and then in your lid, you've got a ton of space in the 2 articulating pockets, but there's not a ton for organization. There's not a lot of options if you really want to have your pack put away, everything in its own little corner. Again, I haven't used this pack a ton, so this is just kind of my initial impression, if you will. But my opinion is this pack was not really laid out super smart in terms of the detailed organization. Everything else is great. Of course, Mystery Ranch does a great job with their straps. All of that is fantastic. But the small stuff, the little, the mesh pockets on the inside, for example, could be smaller. I think they'd be a lot more useful then. Again, like I said, the lack of a spotting scope sleeve on a pack this big too, it's a bit of a bummer. That being said, I would not be upset to run this pack at all. This is a great option. Also one of the most popular, so I could be missing something. I could be crazy here. Now, one thing that sets this pack apart is this 3rd clip. The other 3 smaller models from Mystery Ranch, the Metcalf, the Sawtooth, and the Pintler, they only have these 2 lower straps. And that's a problem because when you're trying to strap a gun into the side, it's gonna be dangling about quite a bit. Honestly, I'd recommend using a gun bearer, but if you do want to strap your gun into your pack, you should know that any pack smaller than the Beartooth is not going to have that 3rd higher clip. So if you're trying to strap a rifle into the Sawtooth, that's all the support you're going to get. Whereas the Beartooth has an option for an upper clip. And I should have shown this when the pack was loaded, but you've got just a little more elevation that's going to give you a lot more security on the rifle. Your clips are well above the center of mass for this rifle, so you're going to have a lot better time packing a rifle on the side of this pack than one of their smaller packs. I will also note that when the Beartooth isn't fully loaded, this lid has a tendency to kind of sag. If this pack isn't holding the lid up, your lid's going to be way out here. If you're packing anything heavy, that's not ideal. It's going to be pulling you backwards. I would not recommend this as a day pack. So keep that in mind. If you don't have this pack loaded, it's not going to ride that well. It'll still work fine, of course, but it's not going to be ideal. That's it on this pack. I've got a full video that runs through the entire lineup of Mystery Ranch products. That video is in the card above or the end screen right here. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel if you want more, and thanks for watching.